Hello, Hockey World. How are you doing tonight? Today, this afternoon? It's afternoon, I guess. We'll call it afternoon for now.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure. And yeah, I was just telling Dan, like last night. So last night I was watching. I was right, of course. I was wrong, as you pointed out, Russ. That I said after the show though that I said for sure that the Capitals would, after my whole long thing yesterday, the Capitals would lose to the Penguins, and they almost did. I mean, it was 2-0 Pittsburgh for a while there. But yeah, and then after that game, I turned on put the kids to bed, and then tuned into the end of the Vancouver Islanders game, which I thought was really an exciting third period. I put out, wow, this is a great period, great pace of this, which I was immediately ripped to shreds on Twitter for saying I was enjoying myself.
Yeah, that was awful.
The first two periods of that game were absolutely terrible.
It was awful. I was like actually putting on the Super Tuesday results were making me less angry than watching the Islanders last night.
Whoa,
that's a bold statement.
Well, I was actually pleasantly surprised about that because a certain person didn't do as well as everybody had thought he was going to. So.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I was kind of impressed by the Canucks. I mean, the Canucks came out like gangbusters in the third period. They really came out like their season depended on it, and I was impressed. I don't know.
Well, just one thing about that Pittsburgh-Washington game, I was a little taken aback that Sullivan decided to go with Matt Murray instead of Marc-Andre Fleury in that game. I don't know whether Pittsburgh plays tonight and it's a back-to-back situation.
They played the night before.
They played the night before, okay.
They play every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Remember that's
yeah, but that was back to back, so that was that was Monday,
Tuesday.
I know, but from now on, that's it.
But yeah, and so I mean they got the I would have thought they would put Murray against the Arizona Coyotes, and that's an easier game, and have Fleury play the more difficult game in Washington instead.
But you can go the other way and say they knew they would beat Arizona. That's a guarantee. If we put him in and we lose against Washington, we might have lost against Washington anyhow. But Murray did well. That probably helped.
I thought Murray played awesome last night.
He did, but I'm with you, Mike. I mean, that's something that's like a change in hockey that's happened over the last couple years. That you used to put your backups in, you wouldn't just sell games out. Like you wouldn't put your backups in against better teams. That wouldn't be what you would do. You wouldn't say we're going to lose this game anyway, essentially, which is kind of a crazy trend I think in hockey lately.
Yeah, you usually put the backup in against the worst opponent, but now they seem to be going with the backup in the second of back-to-back games. Now,
against the better team.
It doesn't matter what the team is. It just matters. They seem to go with the backup goaltender in the second of back-to-back. Now the thing is, and we were talking about this yesterday about Holtby and how probably Grubauer will play against the Leafs. The only thing that's different here is both games are at home. They might go back-to-back with Holtby because they'd have to fly someplace.
Grubauer is starting tonight.
Is he? Okay. Well, then we're right. Then we were right then. Okay.
I'm almost certain. Hold on a second. Let me double check that.
I mean, the Caps are.
The other thing is Pittsburgh has a lot of confidence in Murray, and so that's something that
they should. He's a good young player.
We could pick it apart and say the other things. They do have a lot of confidence in.
Grubauer confirmed for tonight.
Okay. So Grubauer versus probably
the Marlies.
What's that?
Against the Marlies. Bernier in that for Toronto.
Guaranteed loss. Thank you.
Right.
Hey, you never know.
No, so so there's I don't know. I last night, things went as they should, and we'll get into that for sure. But I thought the teams that won. I mean, the Bruins game, I watched that too. Let's get into the show though. Let's start the show. We'll talk about it from there.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Hello, Hockey World. It's Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016.
Nope.
No.
Frank, what the hell?
Wait, it is March 2nd.
That's March 3rd.
No, it's March 2nd. Damn it, Mike, I agreed with you.
I'm right.
Yeah, you were right. You nailed it. That's my bad. I just automatically agree with Mike. What's wrong with me?
No, I'm embarrassed. Okay.
All right, take two.
Well, you're allowed there first. That's the first. I mess up every day.
2 men, 1 brain.
Yep.
That's right. Hello, Hockey World. It's Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016.
I'm Michael Agello.
I'm Dan Petru.
I'm Russ Cohen from Sportsology.
And I'm Eklund, and you're watching the HockeyBuzzCast on HockeyBuzz.com. This is the podcast that comes to you every Monday through Friday around this time to kind of fill you in on the comings and goings. And I'm too lazy to move to my other studio at this point, so I just haven't moved all my equipment from the trade deadline show, so I'm still in my living room. But let's get right into it. 3 games last night, all playoff ramifications, and what we were talking about yesterday in the East. We started talking a little bit about the Caps and the Penguins. And Mike, I do agree that I was a little surprised, but Murray did really well in goal for sure. You can't really fault him. The Penguins, though, they did do the Penguin thing. That this Penguin team, the history of Crosby teams, I don't know if anyone else thinks this too, is that they are terrible at holding leads. I mean, the one thing you can guarantee is that you can come back on the Pittsburgh Penguins. There's no question about that. And this is another situation. They're up 2-0, kind of cruising. I mean, what do the Caps have to play for? I mean, the Caps are really, they've already done everything they have to, and the Caps still managed to win in regulation.
But I don't think that's on Crosby. That's more on Fleury. But Fleury still won a cup too, and he's been to 2. But that
no, I'm not saying. But there's the history of this team in the Crosby era. I'm not putting it on Crosby.
I think it's the chances they give up, not so much, because Fleury's been great the last 2 years. You can't really knock him the past 2 years.
Yeah. No.
You know what I took away from last night is the Penguins are a good hockey team, and the Rangers are a good hockey team, and the Islanders are a good hockey team, but they're not quite as good as the Caps. They can play with the Caps, but they're just not quite as good as the Caps. Now, I don't know how that plays out over a 7-game series, but as I watch these teams play the Caps, I see them compete, I see them push them, but at the end of the day, the Caps are just a little more talented and get those Ws.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I do agree. And the Caps have done everything that the Caps teams have had trouble with in the past this year.
Yes.
That's the thing. The Caps teams in the past weren't great comeback teams. They weren't great third period teams. This team just does all the right things at the right times. I mean, this team has absolutely shown that. I mean, they've come back a lot in the third period on teams. Even when they're a tired team, they come back. Mike?
I mean, the one thing we have to notice about Pittsburgh is their defense, their blue line core, is significantly better than it was early in the season.
Yes.
But it's still average now.
Yes, but a C is better than a D-.
Right. I mean, they had Cole, they had Letang, they added Daly, now they added Schultz. It's better. It's not good though. It's not great. And against a team like Washington who dominates, I think they were exposed a little bit. Now that doesn't mean down the stretch they're not going to be better and they're not going to be able to win games. I just think against the top echelon in the Eastern Conference they're a little bit exposed.
Isn't a D- still an E?
No, a D- is passing. I used to be a teacher.
A D- is passing? Yeah, I guess.
D- is passing.
Wow, crazy.
So then the other game of the night, the Boston Bruins go up against the Calgary Flames, the upstart Calgary Flames, who are don't have much to play for, but are still battling really hard. And that was another very good game, actually, to watch. I watched bits and pieces of it. The Bruins win the game late on a too many men on the ice penalty, which is a shame, for the Flames who played a really strong game. I've noticed though that you notice the shot totals are less right now than usual. It seems like the shot totals are coming way down. Like the Islanders last night had 10 shots through the first 2 periods, and Bruins had.
Oh, that's because they treated the puck like it was a live grenade and couldn't put the passes together. I don't think that has much to do with the opposition as the fact that they couldn't get out of their own way. I do notice that I think the shot attempts are still there, but I'm seeing a lot of shots being blocked and a lot of shots missing the net. I think a lot of players are trying to be so fine because the margin for error to try and score on these goalies is so small that instead of just trying to hit the net, they're trying to pick a corner. So I think you're seeing a lot of pucks miss the net. I'm sure there's some kind of analytic stat on that, but just from my eyes, yeah.
I think the coaches have reeled in the players, though. They're sort of in playoff mode now, and
that's true.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to talk about Edmonton and Buffalo, but even in that game, because I watched that a lot more than the other games, the players holding onto the puck, the double clutching, anything to avoid shooting at a situation where the shot might get blocked. Even with 2 of the worst teams in the league, it's being beaten into their heads that the coaches, that's what they want, the coaches want them to do, and
right.
It makes for boring hockey because all they're doing is holding and holding and holding and not shooting the puck. And honestly, when you shoot the puck, then I think the game is more exciting.
Oh, it's changed so much. I mean, I grew up playing goal, and one of the things we were taught to do as a goalie was you were taught to yell screen. If players were in front of you and you couldn't see, if one of your players was blocking the shot, you would yell screen, and they would get out of the way, and you could see the shot. that's totally gone out the window. But when I played with some kids the other day, it's just like you yell screen and they look at you like, what are you saying? I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, these kids are taught to screen the goalie. They're taught to block the shots. They're taught that that's what you do, and it doesn't matter if you can see the shot or not. You're just supposed to stand back there and block your much space as you can, and that's the deal. And it's a totally different. I mean, it's hard to do, and it definitely increases the amount of injuries defensemen take.
And that's what, and like I know that there's been an inordinate amount of more broken hands this year than I know that Gallagher had a broken hand. That was a weird one, but most of them are from blocking shots. And Byron Fraze, a Leaf forward, is probably out for the rest of the year because he was blocking it.
Oh, look at that! Sorry.
From the point, and I'm like, okay, you can't. That shot's over 100 miles an hour. I would say get out of the way. There's one guy who's wearing pads. He can stop that puck.
I think the thing, too, is if you trust your goalie, and you have a great goalie, and most of these teams do, there are certain instances on the half boards, at the point, where there's no traffic in front. Let the goalie stop it. That's his job. And the goalie wants to stop it. Get out of the way and let him shoot.
But the thing is, the coaches are telling these guys, you block shots, or you're getting less ice time, and everybody blocks shots.
And that's ridiculous.
Let me just make, because it's just been posted now, the 16 for Team Sweden.
Okay.
Let's go. 2 goaltenders.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Lundqvist.
That's one.
And Lehner?
No.
No.
Western Conference. Originally drafted by Florida. Was traded to
Markstrom? Oh, God, they better hope he never plays.
Yeah, I'm recused. I've got it on email, so I can't.
Okay. Six defensemen. I'll give you. 6. I'll just read them.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Victor Hedman.
Yeah.
Nicholas
Hedman. Remember, he didn't get respect last time around.
That's right. Yeah.
Eric Carlson, Nicholas Kronwall, and Anton Strawman.
That's solid. That's a solid group.
It's very good. Forwards, 8 forwards. Nicholas Backstrom, Louis Eriksson, Philip Forsberg, Gabriel Landeskog, the Sedin twins, Alexander Steen, and Henrik Zetterberg.
That's solid.
That sounds like Team Sweden.
I wanted to ask this to Russ. Now, for the World Cup, the team the under 24 team is strictly U.S. and Canada.
Right.
Now, can Team Finland choose Puljujärvi and Laine?
I believe they can. Yeah.
Yeah, they can. They definitely can.
They can.
Okay, so I think there's an outside chance you're going to see one of them or maybe both of them chosen
in the final roster. Yeah.
Here's the thing: the rosters are not all complete, right? The Russian roster only had 3 defensemen.
Right.
Why they only have 3? Well, Zaitsev, when he announces or eventually physically signs with the Leafs, they'll put him on the roster. Mm-hmm. When Provorov plays his 1 or 2 games for the Flyers, he's going to get put on the roster. Because there's no under 20 team. And there was somebody. No, hold on. There's another kid too. I'll get you the name. It's escaping me. And so basically, this is what the teams can do now. They basically can wait. The Czech Republic team is waiting on Jágr. Basically, Martin Rushinsky said on the conference call, hey, right now he doesn't want to really think about it, so he didn't want to be on the first roster, but we're going to sit down after the season and talk about it. But so I think that's going to go on for a lot of guys.
They're the only ones who chose KHL players because I think it was Sobotka and there was one other player. The Czechs were the only ones. The other ones
explain that too. I could explain that, and then I'll tell you his answer. It's Mikhail Sergachev, who could go in the top 20 in the draft. He could end up being on that roster. So what he basically said was Sobotka he considers an NHLer because he was in the NHL. He knows all those players. So Rushinsky almost doesn't even consider him a KHL player, but guess what? He is.
Yeah.
The other guy's a bit more of a risk because he's never played in North America. So that's something where you are taking. He's never played on a smaller rink. So that's where you are taking a little bit of a risk.
Well, I don't think the Czech Republic. If you looked at all the rosters that came out today, they're probably the weakest of all the group.
Yeah, I think that's safe. I mean, they should reunite the Czechs and the Slovaks for this tournament. Although they hate each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that would go over very well.
Yeah, I don't think. But
I know that's the dumbest thing I've ever said. Sorry.
It's up there.
I mean, but just for the sake of hockey, bring those two countries that are basically warring.
But you can tell like right now Finland is sort of going through like a transition
Yeah, let me
period.
go through Finland with you.
Finland's team looks nice. I like
This
Finland.
team
Right.
leads the league for sure in vowels and
Right.
and
But
Ks.
what I'm saying is, I mean, the old guard. This is sort of like 2010 with the U.S. The old guard, the Modanos, all those guys were going away. With Team Finland, Koivu is gone, Solani is retired, and they're starting to bring up some of their younger players.
Do we have the Finland roster? Can we read
Yeah, I
that?
got it right here. Okay, so in goal you've got the Rene Rask combination again, which you really can't beat. I mean, that's Pekka Rinne's going to be. He makes Finland difficult to play against for sure. On defense, Sami Vatanen, the much maligned Sami Vatanen, who when you watch him is incredible, but yet is always in trade rumors. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I know. He looks like
It's money. It's not talent. It's money.
Yeah, but he's in my opinion, he's a miniature version of Kimmo Timonen. So Sami Vatanen, Rasmus Ristolainen, young, very young, Olli Mata, leading the league in vowels, and Issa Lindell, who plays for the Texas Stars in the AHL. So, the Dallas Star prospect, who I've heard nothing but great things about. I've never seen him play. On offense, you've got the old guard, like you were saying, Mike. You've got Mikko Koivu, and you got Fippola and Granlund and Jussi Jokinen, which is kind of surprising. I was kind of surprised by Jussi Jokinen because I don't think of him as much of a force.
Well, he's a role player. He's probably the Chris Drury of
yeah, I'd say probably that's fair.
But they want some veterans. But like the thing is like I think like when they fill out that roster, you're gonna see Laine and Puljujarvi because they're going to be top picks in the draft.
Yeah.
And they played wonderfully at the World Junior. But it's just like where Finland is. I think guys like that could make the team. Whereas Sweden, I think it's a long shot.
Much more mature. I agree with you.
Right.
It's a long shot that a guy like William Nylander would make Team Sweden because they have a lot more depth.
And what's the rest of the?
The rest of the lineup: Barkov, Donskoy, from San Jose.
I like Donskoy.
Yeah,
he's a good player. Leo Komarov, the guy who sounds like he's an Italian Russian, but he's on Team Finland. Lauri Korpikoski, who sounds like a girl I dated in college, but he's an Oiler, and then Yuri Lehtera, of course, and then of course the really probably the young rising star in Toivo Teravainen. So
that's a solid lineup.
Roster. Remember, like the Czech Republic said, this is the first roster.
Right.
It is strange that they're making them put this out so early.
They want to get the press. They want to get the press going now because when they don't want it to interrupt the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, and I guess this summer they feel like people aren't going to be paying enough attention to hockey.
Right. It's the lull in between the trade deadline and the end of the regular season, so it's perfectly placed. But honestly, when we hear Team Canada's roster, I from what I heard and what I've seen online, it appears that they're going to name probably 2 goalies and save the third for later on.
Price and Crawford?
Price and Holtby.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And Price is a question mark because of his injuries.
Sure, of course.
Question mark.
Let's get into the Czech team, a.k.a. the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yep.
Peter Mrazek, Michael Neuwirth, and Pavlik in goal. All 3 of them.
No Roman Cechmanek?
No Roman Cechmanek. Nope. No. Yeah. Right. In defense, Radko Gudas, Michael Kempny, who's a KHL player from the Omsk team, Roman Polak, who's now a San Jose Shark. It's weird to think of him as a Shark, but he is a San Jose Shark. And Andrei Sustra.
That is extremely weak.
From the Tampa Bay Lightning.
The interesting part is Pavlik they just chose yesterday.
Really?
So obviously they were sort of looking around and seeing if they had other options.
Mrazek is their starter.
Probably.
He has to be.
Yeah, and they were trying to see whether Dominik Hasek would be available.
Stranger things. It wouldn't be Hasek, but there could be somebody else out there that they were looking at in another league. But they
always find somebody like that. The Czechs will do that.
Right. Rashitsky really made it a point. He said, we just chose him yesterday.
Right.
So that was telling.
Well, they got both Mrazek and and Neuwirth are both young, but I think that both have played very very well this year in the NHL. So
I mean,
both
they
have
could
a good
get
shot.
they could get the Czech goalie that Daryl Sittler beat in the Canada Cup in '76. What was his name? Drusilla. They could get
Right.
him. He's still around, I'm sure.
On offense, of course, you start with Jacob Voracek of the Flyers, Thomas Plekanec of the Canadiens, and as the former mentioned, Vladimir Sobotka. I was always a big fan of playing Sobotka on 1-0-5s. Then you have David Pastrnak, Andrei Palak, David Krejci, and then Thomas Hertl, Martin Hanzal, and Michael Frolik.
Actually, that's not a terrible roster.
No, and only 4 defensemen. They haven't named all their defensemen yet.
It's their defense that's the weak link there. Their forwards aren't bad. That should be a good power play.
Yeah.
Well, unless Drew Doughty and Shea Weber get Czech citizenship, that's going to be the weakest group of any team probably in the tournament.
That's fair.
The Czech defense could be the weakest group of any team.
And the Czech coaching has always been horrendous. That's the most fun to watch. I mean, the Czech coaching last several world tournaments has just been terrible. I mean, their choice in playing goalies and their line combinations, they just really have struggled in the coaching line of things. So yeah, those are 3. The other 3, well, the Russians have been announced. They have not.
Yes, they have.
They have. Got to find that lineup
Have
too.
they? I haven't seen the roster.
Yeah, I didn't think they would
I
have.
saw it earlier. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Anyway, Mike Babcock on this said of the 16-man World Cup roster. He's
Oh, wait,
about
no,
to
I do
announce.
have the Russian roster. Sorry. Yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking somebody else.
Mike Babcock said of the World Cup roster he's about to announce, they only let us name 16, so it's easy. My wife could name the Canada's first 16. The hard part is next. So
I can give you the Russian roster. You got Bobrovsky,
let's
Go
hear
ahead,
what's
Russ.
going on with the Russian roster. Russian roster.
Bobrovsky, Varlamov, and Vasilevsky. That's a great goal. That's solid goaltending. Solid. Now, their defense, they only named 3. Kulikov, Markov, Orlov. So,
Okay.
like I told you, there's room for the others.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm a little surprised. I was a little surprised at Markov because he is getting up there in age, but maybe they just want the experience.
And I think it's telling that Medvedev isn't on it.
Yeah, it is. Is that,
Well,
is
maybe
that
because
they manage him coming to the U.S.?
Yeah, maybe because he left the KHL.
Well, they only named NHL players today, so I don't think that
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true. They named
No,
2 KHLers for the Czech.
No, the Russian team specifically said they were only naming NHL players.
are you implying that Medvedev is not an NHL player? Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Like, keep reading, Russ.
You're reading too much into it.
Well, he's just. I mean, we just talked about Medvedev. And he's like they're only naming NHL players. And
So
Medvedev-
then we have Artem Anisimov, Pavel Datsyuk, Nikita Kucherov, Nikolai Kumelin. Kumelin's a good choice, I think. Kuznetsov, Malkin, Nemesnikov made it, which is good for him. Ovechkin, Panarin, Tarasenko. It's a solid team.
That's a solid group of forwards.
I thought you were going to say Nikita Khrushchev.
Defensively, they're going to need a little help, but if they were to get Provorov on there, that would be a help. And maybe they'll take 2 other KHL guys, and maybe they won't even take the draft eligible guy. Who knows?
Goaltending's solid, and those forwards are electric. So I think they can get away with an average defense.
They could.
It'd be interesting to think if Provorov just for a second, Russ. I mean, I don't know what the Flyers. Do you think he starts with the Flyers main team next year, or do you think he starts in the AHL?
I think he'll get that last look in training camp. Like he'll go all the way through, and they'll make a last-minute decision. I think he's got a chance to make it. I don't know if he will make it. Like this year, he even had a chance, but then he showed a few hiccups in preseason, so they were like, you know what, let's send him back. If he doesn't show those hiccups next year, he's got a real good chance of making it.
I mean, if he plays well in this tournament too, that could play
This
into
tournament
it.
That
could
would
be good.
absolutely help him. Yeah.
You think they'll give him the 9 games at the beginning of the year, or they'll just sprinkle?
I think they put him in the AHL.
If Brandon gets eliminated, they might give him games at the end of this year.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Well, can we speculate on the? I think the Team Canada roster, like Babcock said, it will be pretty straightforward. But I'm interested to see what the NHL, the USA roster is going to be.
All right, yeah. So
that'll
let's.
be 6:45 tonight.
All right.
Was
So
it
who do we think?
5:45 or 6:45?
6:45.
Okay.
Right after the Canada's 6 and US is 6:45, right?
I think the goalies for Team USA are locked in stone
Bishop, Schneider,
and quick.
and Quick.
Yeah. I think that's what you got.
Quick, still your starter?
I would.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Schneider.
It could be.
I think you make the argument for Bishop too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think so too. All right, let's talk about the defense. Who do we think makes the defense?
Suter.
Yep.
McDonough.
Suter, McDonough, right?
Carlson.
Yeah, Carlson.
Justin Falk.
Yep, Falk for sure.
Yep. You think they maybe just take 4 right now? Because
No.
we're at 4. We're at 7 players right now. You want to do 9 forwards?
Yeah, they probably will do that to start.
So what do you think? Parisi?
Yeah.
Parise is a guarantee.
Kane?
Kane's a guarantee.
Kessel.
Kessel?
A guarantee.
Van Riemsdyk.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a good year.
Will they put Van Riemsdyk on it based on his injury, or will they wait? They might wait.
He'll be ready. He'll be ready by
It was a
then.
broken foot. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Tyler Johnson making this team, yep, right?
What's that mean?
Leave the competition behind. When the aggressive year of 2016 Lexus GS.
Who's watching a commercial? Okay.
I don't know, but see, I can't hear that. Sucks. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Can't open up pages anymore.
Does Tyler Johnson make this team? I don't know.
No.
Not the first. I don't think he makes
Not
the
the
first team.
not the first draft.
Oh, I
I
think
don't
he
think so
does.
either.
I don't
No.
think he does. There's a good
No,
bet there.
because well, maybe I don't know.
Well, they need centers.
I mean, Dylan Larkin could take his spot, but he can't. He's
He can't. No, that's the thing. The best American centers are Eichel and Larkin, and they can't play.
20. That's true.
All right, so we got Parisi, Kane,
Derek-
Kessel, JVR.
Derek Stepan.
Step on.
God, I'm so sick of
He's
him
a
on the
guarantee.
roster. I know, because they freaking love him. Yeah, it's always great because they take too many Rangers, and then when they lose, you can say, "Hey, they took too many Rangers."
Kyle
Right.
Poso.
I don't think Oposo
I
makes
don't
it.
think Okposo, but Oshie's a guarantee.
Oshie makes
Yeah,
it.
Oshie will make it.
All right, so we need 3 more.
I don't think Dustin Brown will make it.
That's safe.
No.
That's
I
it.
agree
Oh,
with
Blake
you.
Wheeler. Blake Wheeler makes it.
Wheeler will make it.
2
Good.
more.
Well, defense. Kevin Shattenkirk will make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will. So they'll
Yeah.
probably-
I bet they put him onto that. All right, so 1 more. Forward, preferably a center.
Who are we leaving out?
Yeah,
Age makes it harder, that's for sure.
we're missing somebody obvious.
Yeah, put some people
Well,
screaming for
Kessler?
this, I don't know if Kessler makes the
How
first
about
team roster.
Stepan?
We got Stepan.
No, I don't think Kessler's going to make it. He's starting to slow down.
I think Johnson's going to make it at center. Backus?
I don't know if Backus makes
No, I
it.
don't
I
think
think
Backus
you might have to put Johnson on there, right?
Paul Stastny?
Oh, can we not name that name? It's like
I think it might be Stastny over.
Oh God, I guess you need a 4th line center, right?
I think it's going to be Stastny.
But does he?
How about Bobby Ryan, guys?
No,
Bobby Ryan's had a hell of a year this year in the
No.
NHL.
not on
Dustin-
the first draft.
Dustin Bufflin?
I don't think they're going to name 6 defensemen to that.
No, they're probably not. But he's going to be on the team.
I think
Yeah,
Paul
they
Stastny's
might
going to
name
make
Bufflin.
it because Stastny wins faceoffs and he plays defense. I
They
actually
love
agree.
him.
Yeah, that's great. He can't score. You know, you need guys who can score in this. That's the thing. You know, Canada takes the 4 best centers. Not, they don't try and get a 3rd or 4th.
And that's my argument always for Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan scores. I mean, he does.
I agree.
Yeah,
but,
he's not a center.
That's not how USA works. They try and build a team and they wonder why they can't score.
All right, so let's see. I was trying.
I think Tyler Johnson, of the centers we named, I think
I think Tyler Johnson's going to be on there. I do. I definitely think there's.
I don't know about that. He's
This
not the
time
same
last
player.
year, we were talking about him being the top center for that team.
Yeah, I thought
That's
that was
not the
nuts.
same player.
I think he will be, but I
For
think
one year, he just diminished that much.
I think he will be, but well, he only has 10 goals. He just
I
scored,
know.
he just-
He's
he
been
just
hurt
scored-
too. Different things.
He just scored 2 goals against Toronto, and that got him up to 10. But what I'm saying is, I think they'll wait until they fill out the roster to choose him. They'll wait to see whether he has a good playoffs, and if he comes back, because he just had that really bad first half, and he's just starting to come around. But I think he'll be on the team. I just don't think.
I guess we could put Stastny on here because I could see him being their 4th line center.
He's got to be.
Yeah, we won't be able to score again.
I know. I
And
think.
Team Canada's 4th line center will be Getzlaf.
Listen, if you want to go move to Canada, we all understand.
No, you know why they're hamstrung? They're hamstrung because if you could take all the American players,
I know.
Larkin and Eichel would be on this team.
But even if you take all the American players, that's still not the same as all the Canadian
Well,
players.
here,
But I think if your four centers are Larkin, Eichel, and then whoever else, I think it's much better.
Here's my question: whoever else on that under?
Let's go to that team.
Let's go right to that team.
That team is really fun to play around with.
That under 24 team is Austin Matthews one of those under?
By the way, even though Johnson's been hurt, he's only got 27 points.
That's not great.
It's not good.
Is Austin Matthews one of those others?
We're going to talk about that right now. All right, let's go for the under 23 goalies. Hellebuck and Gibson?
Yes.
Yeah, Hellebuck and Gibson are locks.
Maybe Murray,
and maybe Murray.
And Matt Murray.
I bet you they only named two today.
That's pretty damn
They're
good.
only going to name two today.
I bet you they named two. Those are good goalies, by the way.
Because they're going to want to see how John Gillies is. They're going to, you know.
All right, let's go with 4 D-men. Let's see. So Ekblad.
Ekblad, Morgan Riley.
Yep. Gostisbehere.
Yep.
Dougie Hamilton.
Hamilton might get cut. He might not be on.
Seth Jones.
Okay,
all right. So that's 4.
Jacob Trouba. Yeah, I mean, there's.
So let's name 10 forwards. So we're gonna go McDavid.
Yep. Eichel
and Larkin.
Yeah.
Right.
Goudreau and Sean Monahan.
Yeah.
And Nathan McKinnon.
I'm telling you something. This team's gonna win the tournament.
Brendan Saad.
Wait, hold on a second. We got McDavid, Eichel, Larkin, Gaudreau, McKinnon, and Monahan.
Right. I mean, you have Brandon Saad. You have.
You think Saad? Do you think Saad makes it? I think he does.
I do. I think Max Domi makes it.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you think he'll be for the first team roster?
Yeah.
He could be. You've got Nugent Hopkins, but that's possible.
Wait, how old is Taylor? No, Taylor Hall's too old.
He's too old, but Nugent Hopkins isn't.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We need 3 more players.
Galchenyuk.
Maybe. I don't know if he'll be in the first. What about Trocheck?
Possible.
Maybe. But he won't make the first cut, though.
No.
Brock Nelson?
Nelson, not the first cut, I don't think.
Okay, I think he has a chance.
Yeah.
Couturier?
Couturier will be on there.
Yeah.
He's young enough? Yeah, they need a defensive center, absolutely.
They're young enough, and they need a defensive guy, yeah.
How about Anthony Duclair? Or
no.
How about Jonathan Drouin?
We need one. We need one player. We need one player right now. We need
Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews is the other one.
Yep. All right.
Dylan
This
Strome?
team is phenomenal.
Could Dylan Strome make it over Austin Matthews?
No.
Okay.
This team is phenomenal.
No, they are really good.
I would love to watch this team play.
This team will win.
Just so you know, this is the difference. It's because Matthews is playing professionally.
Yes. I buy that.
That's the difference.
I buy that.
But you're going to have to, I mean, where you're going to play him on the wing? I mean, you're not going to play him.
Sure, why wouldn't you play him at center?
Well, you've got your top 3 centers are McDavid, Eichel, and Larkin, I think.
Then what about Monahan?
And Monahan's another center.
Yeah,
so
he probably will play the wing, yes.
You're not going to play him as a 4th-line center.
You might move one of those centers. You might move. You might go McDavid, Eichel, Monahan, Couturier, and move Larkin to the wing.
How about Eichel playing the wing with McDavid?
How about Eichel, McDavid, and Larkin on the first line?
I was doing this earlier. I was writing out my lines for this, so this is what I came up with for my line.
That's ridiculous.
I know. My first line would be McDavid, centering Gaudreau and McKinnon.
I like that.
All right, so that's
that
my
doesn't
first line.
suck.
Second line is Eichel.
Yep.
Centering Domi and Brendan Saad.
I like that too.
Larkin's better than Eichel on draws and everything else.
Okay, so you can put Larkin there.
Okay, just flip him. Move Eichel to the wing.
Then I had Larkin with Huberdeau and Bennett. That was actually what I came up with.
Jonathan Huberdeau. That's.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if he'll be on the first roster. I don't know if Bennett will be on the first. Yeah, they have a chance.
But now you can. But there you can go. You could go Larkin with Matthews and Huberdeau.
Yes.
Are there enough young defensemen that Noah Hannafin wouldn't make it?
He has a chance.
I don't think so because the 6 top defensemen I think are set.
So we have Ekblad, Riley, Ghost, and Seth Jones. Who are the other 2 you thinking?
Hamilton and Trouba. I think those are the other 2.
Yeah, Hannafin's not going to be able to break that. He's not.
I mean, the other one I would almost think of is Parayko. You know.
Parayko could make it.
Parayko, I think he has a better chance than Hamilton actually.
He probably does.
I don't think so because Hamilton's got more experience and he's bigger.
He's not bigger than Parayko. He's 6'6".
He's not bigger than Parayko?
No, he's a beast. He's like 6'6", 220.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's a better skater.
Parayko is a pretty good skater.
He
I
is.
mean,
He's
you
a good
also
skater,
have
but, yeah.
Cody Ceci. You know, you have Matt Dumba.
I was thinking Dumba.
You've
They have
got
a chance, but I don't think they're making.
How old's Mike Hoffman?
he's too old, I think.
I think he's 24.
Actually-
I think he's 24.
I also thought of Nathan Boyo and Ryan Murray. You know.
Yeah,
Ryan Murray's a possibility.
He could be I could see him being an extra defenseman.
yeah. By the way, I'm Canada because I think I walked out during the part. Did you guys have Matt Duchene?
We didn't even touch Canada.
We didn't touch Canada. Okay.
No, we didn't do Canada yet.
Matt Hoffman was 1989. Well, Mike Hoffman, 1989. He's too old.
He's 20.
He's 26.
Stone's 23. Mark Stone may make that roster.
He
by
has a
the way.
chance. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, he
Solid.
does.
Goes to the front of the net.
That's the kind of guy
Don't
you.
forget about him, but he's been great the last 2 years.
Yeah.
No, he's been really good. I would
I mean,
put him up.
am I completely off base here? I think that this team could win it all.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think you're completely off base. I thought at the very beginning you would have a really good chance.
They're not, and they're. I feel like they're going to play like they have no expectations on them, and they're just going to go out there and have fun.
Yeah. Where this team, I honestly think, and I know we were saying it, they're saying they're good, but I honestly think that their goaltending is not where it needs to be. I mean, I know they're.
No, but if we thought when we went through this at the beginning of the season, I don't think we thought we were going to get this good goaltending.
What?
Yeah.
We
Is
thought,
that fair? I think.
No, that's totally
now,
fair.
Now, while we obviously Hellebuck and Gibson are question marks still, but I think we feel better about them than we did 6 months ago.
Well, but here's the thing, though. But Hellebuck was really good in the World Championships.
He was great in the
He
World
was. He was
Championship.
very good. The World Championships obviously are a little different. Gibson, to me, I mean, this is might have been unfair, but I just felt like Gibson at the All-Star game wasn't up to the par of the other goalies at the All-Star game. You know, it
That's
just felt
fair.
like, you know, that just like when you saw him play in you know, throughout, just it seemed like he just didn't look as confident.
Well, we have to see what he does in the playoffs. That's
Right.
the thing.
I mean, he's young, so he's very young, and his All-Star game's tough.
He might go to the conference finals. Then what?
Yeah,
Right.
no, it's
But-
very true.
But if Bruce Boudreau decides to go with Frederik Andersen again, then we won't get it. Won't get a chance to
Right.
look and see. But
You want to do Team Canada real quick?
hold on. Let me just say this.
Okay.
When we were talking about this, and I think it was like October or November with Kevin on the broadcast, you know, we were thinking that the team, the under 24 goaltending would be the worst unit of any team. Now I don't think it's
I don't think it
it's
is either.
bad at all. I think
No, I don't think it's bad.
I think
I
Murray's
still argue that their goaltending might be the worst of the group.
But I think if you told me, hey, you got to go to battle with these two, I think you take it.
yeah.
I mean, no, they're not bad at all, but I'm just thinking if you go through all the other goaltenders, I mean, it's them or the Czechs, right? But I think those are the two.
Yes, it's them or the Czechs.
I agree.
But
You
you know,
want actually instead of Team Canada, you want to do Team Europe? That might be fun.
Nah.
oh right, Team Northern.
No, want to do Team Europe? No, come on.
No. I'd
Okay.
like to get out
Yeah,
of
let's
here.
do that. I want to do that.
Yeah, see, X in charge. He wants to do it.
Let's see. Let's go to Team Europe. All right.
All right. So who are the goalies?
The Swiss Eddie Lack.
Anything better than anyone?
Halak.
Oh, Halak.
Definitely.
Yeah, Halak's definite.
Well, you could have Oscar Dansk. He's from Denmark.
Dan's not going to take Dan's.
Or Christos Gudlevskis from Latvia.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
1 second.
Yeah, talking about rough goaltending, we've hit the wall.
Yeah, we really have.
No, this is probably the worst goaltending for sure. But
Thank you.
Thomas.
Defense.
You actually. What about Thomas Grice?
Bryce
yeah,
can
actually,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Halak and Grice.
Defense. I think you're going to have Roman Josi and Mark Streit from Switzerland.
Yossi and Strike definitely.
Shara from Slovakia.
Chara.
Yep.
You could
Um,
have the,
I bet you get. I bet you Lucas Pisa makes it.
you could have the old Germans in Ehrhoff and Seidenberg.
Yep.
That's
What about
probably
forward?
it for D right now. I mean, that's a lot of defensemen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wrote down Yossi, Chara, Straight, and Spezza.
All right. I think the goalie I had written down. Okay, three goalies I had written down were Frederik Andersen.
Oh yeah. Where's he from? I thought he was
He's from
Swedish.
Denmark.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Denmark. He'll make it.
Oh, all right. So Halak and Anderson.
Anderson,
Yeah.
Lack, and
Hiller.
No,
Halak will make it over Hiller.
Halak.
No, Anderson, Halak, and Hiller. That was the three I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
they're
they're probably only going to name 2 today, so I will go Halak
Yeah.
and
It
Anderson.
won't be Hiller. Hiller's gone down. I think it'll be Eddie Lack. It'll be Eddie. No way it'll be Hiller.
So
Or Grice. It could be Grice, actually.
It could be. It could be. Forwards, you got Vanek,
Zuccarello.
Zook, and Kopitar.
Yep.
Draisaitl.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
You've got Gergensen.
Nikolai Ehlers,
Where's he from?
Denmark or
Franz Nielsen.
Yep.
Um,
You could see some youngsters. You could see
Hossa. You get Hossa on that team, right?
Yeah, you can host.
Hossa. You could see Timo Meyer. It's possible.
You said Gabrick, right?
We not say Gabrick.
No, Gabrick's one.
You think Gabrick?
Hossa.
Yeah.
How about Bodker? Isn't he from Denmark?
He's a Dane.
Yeah, he can make it.
Tatar, right? Is he Slovakian?
Wait, well, what's Nyquist?
Nyquist is definitely
right? Swedish.
isn't he?
Oh, he is?
Swedish?
Gustav Nyquist? Yeah, I think he's Swedish.
Yeah.
Lars Ellers from Montreal. He's another.
Lars Eller is
He's Danish.
Nino Niederreiter, Swiss.
Yeah, Niederreiter's a good one.
Niederreiter's a good one.
Grabner's a good one too.
Grabner for speed.
I don't think Grabner's going to make it.
Yeah, probably not.
Grabner hasn't scored in 25 games.
Yeah, but you wouldn't take him to score. You take him to kill penalties.
I would take Timo Meyer over Grabner.
Right.
Yeah.
So we actually have a pretty good. Roster.
I mean, not terrible, but definitely the weakest team in the tournament.
Vanek, Zuccarello, Kopitar, Draisaitl. It's not bad.
They should rename him Team the Sick Man of Europe.
I'd rather. You know what? I'd rather watch this than Germany and Slovakia.
See, I don't know about that. That's a good debate because
Here's just to give you an idea about Meyer. He's got 68 points in 44 games.
In juniors.
Yeah.
And he scored 11 and 11 in the World Juniors.
That's possible.
Yeah, kind of hard to. Wow. Yeah, that's hard to really turn. I mean, that's not bad. It'd be good to get.
What's Matthias Janmark?
It's good.
Is Yannick Weber? Where's Yannick Weber from?
I think
he's Yannick Weber's Swiss.
Right. Yeah.
Not that
Right.
good.
No.
I think he's from a Europe, one of those
I'm
teams.
looking up Janmark right now.
I'm pretty sure he's from one of those teams.
Yeah, it's going to be the heart of the Slovakian team, which is Halak, Chara,
Janmark is Swedish.
Gabrick, Hossa.
All right, so I've written my lines out. Here's my lines. Ready?
Okay. Yep. Let's hear 'em.
Based on what we talked about. All right, I got Tatar.
Okay.
Kopitar, Tatar, and Hossa. That's my first line.
That's not bad.
That's good.
Yeah.
The second line would be Draisaitl with Vanek and Zuccarello.
That's not bad either.
Right?
Yeah. That's a yeah. I take that line.
Third line, Nielsen with Bodker and Gabrick.
Okay.
Good line.
And then Eller with Ellers and Niederreiter.
That's not bad. They'll be competitive.
So that's 4 pretty good lines. I mean, I'm kind of torn over Niederreiter or Gergensen's.
Ooh, no. Gergensen's.
I think they both make the team. I don't think they're both. Maybe they're both not on the preliminary roster.
Right.
But Gergensen's a center, so that's why I was trying to.
No,
Yeah. He's a defensive center too.
He can play wing too. He played wing for most of the last couple of years, and he's good.
Defensively, Roman Josi
Yep.
and Chara,
Yep.
Sakara and Seidenberg,
Yeah.
and Streit and Ehrhoff.
Streit and Ehrhoff or Streit and Spiza?
Streit and Ehrhoff, Yannick Weber and Spiza were my last ones.
They would probably put Seidenberg and Ehrhoff together. They've played together internationally for years.
They have.
That would probably be their bottom pairing. You think this team actually has some holes, but
This team and the Czech team are close.
Well, what they will do, and it'll be a smart thing for them to do, is they will pair together players who have played internationally before. So you'll see Hossa, or you'll see the Slovakians play together. You'll see Hossa and Gabrick maybe play together. You'll see Seidenberg and Ehrhoff play together. It makes sense.
I didn't even think of this. Sorry, I just got a text from somebody, and they're right. Is Michael Raffle?
Oh yeah, he makes the team.
Yeah, he'll make it.
Yeah, he makes it.
Because he was really good in the Olympics too. Remember, just for
really
Swiss
good
team.
Olympics. Yeah.
He'll make it.
He makes it over Ellers maybe.
Yeah.
I think it take Eller's speed though.
No, not Ellers. Eller.
Ehlers.
Eller. Oh, after Eller. Yeah.
Eller.
Eller, not Ehlers, right?
Eller.
Not Ehlers, Eller.
I think Ehlers is a lock too. Oh, what about Yannick Hansen? Or Jacob Hansen from Vancouver?
Nah.
No.
I would take Timo Meyer over Yannick Hansen.
Could Marco Dano make an impact?
Size. He's a big body.
He doesn't play defense though. In this kind of tournament.
That's fair. Do you want to do Canada real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Antoine Roussel, someone texted me too. That's another one.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, he's France. He's a pain in the ass. He's somebody that gets underneath the skin of people.
I think you want that too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Bellemare is from France.
Yeah, Pierre. Marc.
I don't know if he makes it, but yeah.
You know what? I'll just say this for Canada in terms of professional disturbers. Brad Marchand is going to make Team Canada.
Oh, absolutely. I think you put him next to Bergeron.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
I think Marchand makes it.
He's going to score over 30, or he has scored over 30 goals.
He's a lock.
It's a lock.
For this kind of tournament.
Okay.
We have Price and Holtby.
Two goaltenders,
Price and Holtby.
Right. No, I was going to say 2 goaltenders, 5 defensemen, 9 forwards. That's 6. Okay. So Price and Holtby, goaltender.
Yes.
Doughty.
No,
Weber.
You don't think Luongo's going to get some interest here?
Yeah, but
Not
we're talking about the top 2. They're going to choose Price and Holtby, and then
just like Yager's waiting, I think Luongo will wait until after the playoffs and then sort of decide.
And I would probably take Crawford over Luongo.
Or Fleury.
But he might decide too. Crawford may also, if he goes the whole Stanley Cup run.
Yeah, he might want a break. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Okay, so you got
Price
you said Doughty and Weber.
Doughty, Weber,
Keith.
Right.
2 more.
Right.
2 more.
Pietrangelo.
He's in the first roster.
What's that?
I don't think Bowmeister's in the first roster. You do?
I think he will be.
He sucks. Sorry.
He doesn't. He logs a lot of minutes.
Yeah. We can't think of a better Canadian defenseman than him.
He was on the 14 Olympic team, so yeah.
No.
PK Subban?
Subban, yeah, I'll put Subban over him.
Remember, this is a Babcock team.
If there's no role for PK Subban, he should defect to
There was
America.
a role for PK Subban in Sochi.
It's ridiculous.
Well, to me, it's going to be Subban or Brett Burns. It's going to be one of those 2. That's what I think.
Probably both of them.
I think those guys will wait. I think it'll be probably the five guys who played on the team in Sochi, which means
J-Bo will be on that roster.
Right.
So you guys don't think that Subban's on today's roster?
No.
Not today.
Not today.
Oh, I do. I do too.
I think
that they feel like they screwed up last time on that one.
I agree with that.
I don't
think they really did. And there was such
They won. They didn't screw up. They won.
Yeah, I know. But
they could have won anyway, but they.
Yeah.
They could have won better, Mike.
Yeah.
Yes, they could have won better.
They could have won.
Everyone thinks Mark
You want to take Seabrook over Bowmeister?
They didn't. I would. They didn't.
I
don't think Bowmeister's going to be on this team.
I don't either.
He will be on this team.
I bet he isn't.
They love him. International, they love him.
Nope. I think the top 6.
He's got about as much chance of not making Team Canada as Philadelphia has of making the playoffs.
Wow.
Heck, I will not collect on this bet like I have not on the other.
All right, good. But I will say my top 6 are going to be Keith, Weber, Burns, Doughty, Giordano, Subban. But I am not a Vlasic guy, so I think Vlasic will be on the team. I don't think he should be, but
yeah, I would put Giordano and Subban over Meister.
Dan Hamhuis made it the last time. So.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's go to forward. That's easier. Forwards are easier.
He looked good last night, by the way, in that game.
Shane for sure.
Crosby, Taves,
Getzlaf,
Perry, Tavares, Stamkos.
Yeah, he'll be on the wing, but
yes, Duchesne will be on the wing too.
Duchesne, yeah.
Sagan, Ben.
Okay, that's 9.
That's it.
That's 9.
Yeah. Who we wait? Crosby, Taves, Getzlaf, Perry.
Because Perry, yeah.
Stamkos, Duchesne, Sagan, Ben. I'm missing somebody.
Bergeron.
I don't think. Yeah, Bergeron will be on there. Carter will be on this team.
He'll make it.
Marchand will make it, but he may not be chosen.
He'll make it, but he won't be chosen.
You think Carter goes over like Taylor Hall?
I think Taylor Hall will make it as well. I think. I mean, I wrote out this because I was working on a story for this tomorrow, but I wrote this team out. Is what I would say. But would be Sagan, Crosby, and Carter. That'd be my first line. And then I would go with Ben, Getzlaff, and Perry.
See, okay, can we stop?
Yep.
I don't see why they would not play Sagan and Ben
together. You know, it worked in the past. I think Ben, Sagan, and Tavares played together, and that really worked.
They internationally they like to have combos that know each other.
Yeah, no, you're right, but I think that they are also obsessed with getting Crosby somebody. Like that's
right, they'll play Tavares with them again. They'll play Tavares on the wing.
I love Tavares with Crosby, but I don't.
Or Stamkos on the wing.
Yeah, I don't think Tavares plays center on this team.
No, he won't.
I had Tavares, Hall, and Stamkos as my third line. And then Taves and Bergeron. I mean, there's 4 great lines. It's like not even like a fourth line.
This is like playing Stratomatic hockey. It's like all these
I would take Duchesne over Hall. That's just me.
I think I have Duchesne on here too.
You do? Oh, is he on the 4th line?
Yeah.
I would echo it. I didn't hear him. Okay.
Yeah, I have Duchesne, Hayes, and Bergeron. I mean, a lot of people are putting Ryan O'Reilly on this team. I don't have him on it, but
he's close.
Not the first round.
I mean, a lot of people.
There's gonna be a lot of good players. Like we didn't even say Claude Giroux.
Right.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy. Maybe I wonder if he does get consideration.
Who was the defensive forward from Tampa Bay that made the Canadian Olympic team that everybody went nuts about? He was just purely a defense. This is like Tampa in the 90s.
All right, Eck, I'm gonna.
Okay. No idea.
No idea.
I'll figure it out.
Eck, I'm gonna ask you this question. Craig Berube's been scouting for Team Canada. He was not the biggest Claude Giroux fan in my eyes.
Ooh,
yeah.
A favorable report.
Yeah, I think he will. I think because he'll feel guilty about it, but I think he will.
It's a fair question, though.
I think it's a fair question, but I think Canadian Guild will get the better of him.
I don't think Wayne Simmons will make it.
No,
he won't make it. It's a shame because he would make any of the other teams, I think.
Rob Zaminer, that's who it was.
Rob Zaminer.
What year was that?
Rob Zaminer made the Canadian Olympic team, and what I'm saying is there is in the past they've chosen guys like Chris Draper who were role players. I don't think they're going to do it this time around. They're just going to choose the best players.
Did that not make it when they played outside?
I kept hearing that they were going to put Carter and Crosby together, so that's why I put Carter on the first line, right? So, but I mean, in the World Championships last year, Crosby played with Giroux really well. I mean, is that a possibility that you put Giroux there instead of Carter? If you're going to put Giroux somewhere.
Maybe. I think I'd rather have the natural goal scorer in Carter.
I'd have to lean that way too.
Because Crosby will carry the puck and Carter will just get open.
Right.
Whereas Giroux carries the puck too.
Is it possible that Getzlaff gets looked over for Giroux? I'm trying to think where Giroux could fit.
I think they take Getzlaff now because even if he's not scoring, he can be an effective defensive center.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, and now that they've moved past the guys like Thornton, they want to retain those guys with size. So I think
what is the thing that Giroux has scored? Only Crosby scored more points than Giroux over the last 3 years, something like that. Something kind of crazy statistic like that.
Yeah, they're in a position though where they don't, they can leave a few points.
They can have picks that don't complete sense to you, and it won't matter.
Yeah, they can leave a few points on the table.
Killer too. He's I don't know.
Well, that's why I think Bergeron is a lock because of his face-offs and penalty killing.
But Giroux's a younger version of Bergeron, essentially.
They're not that much.
Don't get me wrong. Claude Giroux is a phenomenal player, but there is no better two-way center in this game than Patrice Bergeron. He takes face-offs, he plays penalty killing, and he's
I'm not really disagreeing with that. But I just think, I don't know. I wonder if Giroux, because Giroux, they also really felt bad about Giroux last time. So I'm curious if Giroux, like Subban, if I didn't pick him in my thing either, but I'm wondering, the more I think about it, the more I think maybe they do.
Well, the only plus to that is, and maybe this is, sort of esoteric, the medal round is going to, no, actually, he's a Toronto native and it's going to be played in Toronto.
I don't think they look at that.
I don't think they'll look at it, but I think,
when do the uniforms come out? Tomorrow? Are the uniforms tomorrow or are the uniforms today too?
I have no idea.
They haven't shown uniforms that I've seen.
Because they leaked a few pictures and they look nice.
Yeah, we showed the folded uniform that one.
These are Adidas jerseys.
They're Adidas jerseys, okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna run. I'll see you.
Okay.
All right, bud. Yeah, I got to get going actually too. Let's do our
Draft Lottery Simulator.
Draft Lottery Simulator. Here we go.
Wait, hold on a second. Okay, wait.
I'm getting there too, so I'll get there by this.
Ready? Here we go.
All right, here we go. Yeah, it's still in the top row. Here Here we go. Toronto Maple Leafs. They've finally won. They've been a while for them. The Calgary Flames, who continually stay up there, and the Edmonton Oilers. All right, so again,
This is the thing I don't understand.
Draft for Canada this year.
It's going to be most of the drafts that are going to be like that because all the Canadian teams are out. But this is the thing I don't understand in with this order. Now with Edmonton winning yesterday, they're 3 points ahead of Toronto, but yet they're still listing Toronto second. I understand
it's games in
Edmonton has 4 games or Toronto has 4 games in hand, but they're going to lose all of them or most.
You'd think.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're doing. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
right, guys, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Dan. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
And guys, remember, without the buzz, it is just hockey. We'll be back again tomorrow as the playoff picture will get more and more into focus as we go. Have a good day.